The story begins in an empty field where a hooded man takes pictures of the corpse of a college student named Heather Price. The man and his gang had killed her, and after leaving her body in the field, they uploaded the pictures to a website on the dark web. Elsewhere, we meet a college student named Justine. She's currently juggling all the aspects of her life, from her relationship with her boyfriend Aaron to her schoolwork and even her part-time job. Justine has a lot on her plate. Unfortunately, when the Thanksgiving break finally arrives, she doesn't have enough money to fly home, so she says goodbye to Aaron and spends the holiday on campus. Later that evening, she goes to do her laundry and greets her hall guard, Wayne, along the way. When the lights in the basement start to flicker, she gets frightened and decides to go back to her room, but that's when she bumps into her roommate Nicole. Nicole then plans out a fun night for them with wine and snacks. But when she joins Justine in the room, she apologizes to her, explaining that her father wants to spend the holiday together. She even invites Justine to join her, but she politely declines, claiming she'll be all right on her own. As a consolation for her leaving, Nicole gives Justine the keys to her car and bids her goodbye. On Thanksgiving Day, Justine indulges in various activities to keep herself busy and even goes to the pool for a swim. In the evening, she takes Nicole's car and heads out to a convenience store after informing Wayne where she's going. Before leaving campus, she runs into the other guard, Dave, who also tells her where she's headed, so he reminds her to come back on time because he'd be locking the gates in an hour. At the store, Justine encounters a hooded girl named Violet, who helps her when she drops one of her items. The creepy girl tells Justine that she likes her car, and she thanks her, but gives her some distance. Violet soon gets into an argument with the cashier because he refused to give her a discount on some sunglasses. Justine then offers to pay for the sunglasses, but Violet refuses and calls her Christy before leaving. Outside, when Justine gets back into the car, she's pursued by another car driven by Violet and her friends, but she manages to escape when they just let her go. When she gets back to campus, Wayne notices her foul mood and asks her what's wrong. She tells him about her running with Violet's gang, so he assures her that he'll make sure she's safe. Back in her room, she calls Aaron to tell him what happened, and he gets worried, offering to come pick her up from school, but she insists that she'll be fine. Meanwhile, Wayne contacts Dave and tells him to remain vigilant. Later that night, Justine wakes and goes out, but gets scared when she can't find Wayne, and the lights continue to flicker. Suddenly, she hears a noise in the dorms, so she rushes back to her room, but finds out that someone has been on her laptop. She tries to operate it, but the internet suddenly stops working, and she gets even more afraid. Seeing Wayne outside her window, she calls out to him, but the noise of the rain is too loud for him to hear. She then tries to fix her computer, but it suddenly gets hacked by someone, and the letter K appears on her screen several times. Just then, Violet enters her room holding a box cutter and immediately shows her hostility when she smashes Justine's framed picture with Aaron. Justine runs downstairs to escape, but finds that the door is locked from the outside with a crowbar. She soon realizes that Violet is not alone, and just then, the power is cut by one of Violet's men, leaving the place very dark. Wayne arrives and tries to help Justine, but he's immediately killed with a bat by one of Violet's men. They corner Justine, so Violet pins her to the wall, calling her Christy. Justine explains that her name isn't Christy, but Violet just begins recording her, telling her that the hunt has just begun and that she should run to God. Taking advantage of the head start, Justine runs away, while Violet and her gang give chase. She manages to distract them with some noises and escapes out to the streets. Unfortunately, she finds Nicole's car has been vandalized, so she continues running on foot. Eventually, she gets to the parking lot and finds Dave's patrol car, but she's horrified to see him dead in the driver's seat. Ignoring the fear, she searches the car for anything she can use as a weapon, but doesn't find any, so she leaves there. She soon gets to the house of the groundskeeper named Scott. After explaining her ordeal to him, he gets confused, but tells her to stay inside while he searches for his phone. He doesn't find his phone, but returns with a shotgun and asks Justine to stay inside, leaving his watchdog with her. Going outside to face the cult members alone, Scott is unable to locate them through the thick fog. As he struggles to find them, his dog breaks free from Justine and gets killed by the cult members. They then taunt Scott by throwing the dead dog's bloody collar at him. With the odds stacked against him, Scott retreats to the house and tells Justine to find his keys and phone so she can call 911. Unfortunately, while she's doing that, he gets distracted by one of Violet's men. So, when he goes out to shoot the person, he's attacked by another before they kill him by hanging him on a swing. All alone again, Justine immediately flees and receives a call from 911. So she informs the person on the phone that she's being hunted and tells them that she would be hiding in the school's library. However, this turns out to be a big mistake because Violet was the one on the phone, disguised as the police, and called her after taking note of the maintenance number in Scott's house. As a result, the hunters have her location and follow Justine to the library. While hiding, Justine receives a text from Violet, who admits that they've enjoyed hunting her down, but tells her that the time has come for her to die. After using an alarm on the phone as a decoy to escape, Justine runs out to the roof, but eventually gets bothered there again. Desperate to escape, Justine jumps off the roof, but survives thanks to the tree branches that break her fall. Nevertheless, she sustains a serious injury to her leg, but remains determined to escape. So, she continues limping to safety. Meanwhile, Aaron had come back to campus to get Justine, but he doesn't see her when she spots his car and tries to get his attention. Since he doesn't expect anyone else to be on campus, Aaron mistakes Violet for his girlfriend and follows her to a dark tunnel. But when Justine arrives and he realizes he was following the wrong person, it's too late. One of the cult members jumps Aaron, stabbing and killing him. Enraged, Justine gets into Aaron's car and kills the cult member by ramming him into a pillar. She then takes Aaron's bag and goes to the gym, where she plays his voice recording saying that he loves her. Still in hiding, Justine cries quietly, mourning Aaron's death. But when she hears one of the cult members approaching, she pulls herself together and begins to plan a way to end this nightmare once and for all. Justine then takes a pair of goggles and plants a distraction for the killer. When he lets his guard down, she punches him, and they both fall into the pool. Because she's an excellent swimmer, she holds her breath long enough to drown the cultist. Afterward, she takes Aaron's bag and the killer's bat before heading to the janitor's closet, where she grabs a box of nails and attaches the nails to the bat. With 2 killers left, the third cultist searches for Justine in the gym and finds his friend dead in the pool. After taking a picture of his deceased friend, he resumes the hunt and tracks down Justine to the shower room. Once again, she outsmarts her hunters by planting a recording of her voice to mislead the cult member, and when he drops his guard, she strikes him in the head with the bat and removes his mask to reveal his face. After rendering him powerless, she takes his phone, posing as him, and sends Violet a text that Christy has been eliminated. Violet replies with a text to meet her at the car. Justine then receives an instruction to upload the eliminated Christy on their website. She's shocked to see many pictures of other girls that have been killed uploaded on the site. Determined to end the cult's reign of terror, she returns to the supply closet and grabs some chemicals to create a flammable powder. Afterward, she meets Violet at the car and tosses a huge amount of powder on her. When Violet gets out of the car, Justine informs her that she's killed all of her men. Desperate to finish the mission, Violet attempts to attack Justine, but she immediately lights her on fire and watches as she makes futile efforts to extinguish the flames. As Violet burns, Justine records her and posts it on the website.